Two households, both alike in dignity.
In fair Verona, where we lay our scene.
From ancient grudge, break to new mutiny.
Where civil blood makes civil hands unclean.
From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life, whose misadventured, piteous overthrows doth with their death bury their parents' strife.
The fearful passage of their death-marked love.
And the continuance of their parents' rage, which, but their children's end, not could remove.
Is now the 3 hours traffic of our stage.
The which if you with patient ears attend, what here shall miss,
our toil shall strive to mend.
Gregory, on my word, will not carry coals.
No, for then we should be colliers.
I mean, and we being Kohler, will draw.
Aye, while you live, draw your neck out of collar.
I strike quickly being moved.
But thou art not quickly moved to strike.
A dog, the house of Montague, moves me.
To move is to stir, and to be valiant is to stand. Therefore, if thou art moved, thou runst away.
A dog of that house shall move me to stand. I'll take the wall of any man or maid of Montagues.
That shows thee a weak slave, for the weakest goes to the wall.
'Tis true, and therefore, women, being the weaker vessels, are ever thrust to the wall. Therefore, I'll push Montague's men from the wall and thrust his maids to the wall.
Ha! The quarrel is between our masters and us, their men.
'Tis all one. I'll show myself a tyrant when I've fought with the men. I'll be civil with the maids. I will cut off their heads.
The heads of the maids?
Aye, the heads of the maids. Or their maiden heads. Take it in what sense thou wilt.
They must take it in sense that feel it.
Me they shall feel why I'm able to stand. And 'tis known, I'm a pretty piece of flesh.
'Tis well thou art not fish. If thou hadst been poor John. Draw thy tool, here comes to the house of Montagues.
My naked weapon is out. Quarrel, I'll back thee.
How? Turn thy back and run?
Fear me not.
Don't marry, I fear thee.
Let's take the law of our sides. Let them begin.
I will frown as I pass by and let them take it as they list.
Nay, as they dare. I'll bite my thumb at them, which disgrace them if they bear it.
Do you bite your thumb at us, sir?
I do bite my thumb, sir.
Do you bite your thumb at us, sir?
Is the law of our side if I say aye?
No.
No, sir. I do not bite my thumb at you, sir. But I bite my thumb, sir.
Do you quarrel, sir?
Quarrel, sir? Ha! No, sir.
But if you do, sir, I am for you. Serve as good a man as you.
No better.
Well, sir.
Say better, here comes one of my master's kinsmen.
Yes, better, sir.
You lie!
Draw off, you men. Gregory, move thy washing glove. Ah!
Keep the peace! Put up thy sword, manage to depart these men with me!
What, drawn and talk of peace? Come on, I hate the word. I hate hell, all Montagues, and thee. Have that
from those bloody hands, throw your mistempered weapons to the ground, and hear the sentence of your moved prince. Civil brawls, bred of an airy word by the old Capulet and Montague, have thrice disturbed the quiet of our streets. If ever you disturb our streets again, your life shall pay the forfeit of the peace. For this time, all the rest depart away. You, Capulet, shall go along with me, and Montague, come you this afternoon, to know our farther pleasure in this case, to old Freetown, our common judgment place. Once more, on pain of death, all men depart!
Who set this ancient quarrel new approach? Speak, nephew, were you by when it began?
Here were the servants of your adversary and yours, close fighting ere I did approach. I drew to part them, and the instant came the fiery Tybalt, with her sword prepared, which as she breathed defiance to my ears, swung about her head and cut the winds, who nothing hurt with all history and scorn. While we were interchanging thrusts and blows, came more and more, and fought on part and part, till the prince came and parted other part.
Where's Romeo? Saw you him today? Right glad I am he was not at this fray.
Madam, an hour before the worshipped sun peered forth the golden window of the east. Early walking did I see your son. Towards him I made, but he was ware of me and stole into the covert of the wood.
Many a morning hath he there been seen, with tears augmenting fresh morning's dew, adding to clouds more clouds with his deep sighs. But also soon as the all-cheering sun should in the farthest east begin to draw the shady curtains from Aurora's bed, away from light steals home my heavy son, and private in his chamber pens himself, shuts up his windows, locks fair daylight out, and makes himself an artificial night. Black and portentous must this humor prove, unless good counsel may the cause remove.
My noble uncle, do you know the cause?
I neither know it nor can learn of him.
Have you importuned him by any means?
Both by myself and many other friends, but he's his own affections, counselor. Could we but learn from whence his sorrows grow, we would as willingly give cure as know.
See where he comes. So please you, step aside, I'll know his grievance or be much denied.
I would thou wert so happy by thy stay to hear true shrift. Come, madam, let's away.
Good morrow, cousin. Is the day so young? But new struck 9.
Ay me, sad hours seem long. Was that my father that went hence so fast?
It was. What sadness lengthens Romeo's hours?
Not having that which having makes them short.
In love?
Out.
Of love?
Out of her favor where I am in love.
Alas, that love, so gentle in his view, should be so tyrannous and rough in proof.
Ay me, what fray was here? Oh, yet tell me not, for I have heard it all. Here's much to do with hate, oh, more with love. Why then, oh brawling love, oh loving hate, oh anything of nothing first create. Heavy lightness, serious vanity, misshapen chaos of wealth-seeming forms, feather of lead, bright smoke, cold fire, sick health, still waking sleep. That is not what this is. This love I feel no love in this. Dost thou not laugh?
No, cuz, I rather weep.
Good heart, at what?
At thy good heart's oppression.
Why such is love's transgression? Griefs of mine own lie heavy in my breast, which thou wilt propagate to have it pressed to more of thine. This love that thou hast shown doth add more grief to too much of mine own. Love is a smoke, made on the fume of signs, being purged of fire sparkling in lovers' eyes, being vexed to see, nourished with lovers' tears. What is it else? A madness, most discreet, a choking gall, and a preserving sweet. Farewell, my cuz.
Soft, I will go along, and if you leave me so, you do me wrong.
Tut, I have lost myself. I am not here. This is not Romeo. He's some other where.
Tell me, in sadness, who is that you love?
What? Shall I groan and tell thee?
Groan? Why, no, but sadly tell me who.
Bid a sick man in sadness make his will. A word ill-urged to one that is so ill. In sadness, cousin, I do love a woman.
I aim so near when I supposed you loved.
A right fair marksman, and she's fair I love.
A right fair mark, fair cuz, is soonest hit.
Well, that hit you miss. She'll not be hit with Cupid's arrow. She hath the Dian's wit, and is strong proof of chastity, well armed for love's weak, childish bow. She goes uncharmed. She will not stay the siege of loving terms, nor abide the encounter of assailing eyes, nor ope her lap to saint-seducing gold. Oh, she is rich in beauty, only poor, that when she dies with beauty dies her store.
And she hath sworn that she will still live chaste?
She hath, and in that sparing makes huge waste, for beauty starved of her severity, cuts beauty off from all posterity. Oh, she is too fair, too wise, wisely too fair to merit bliss by making me despair. She hath forsworn to love, and in that vow do I live dead to live to tell it now.
Be ruled by me, forget to think of her.
Oh, teach me how I should forget to think.
By giving liberty into thine eyes. Examine other beauties.
'Tis the way to call hers exquisite and question more. Show me a mistress that is passing fair. What doth her beauty serve but as a note where I may read who passed that passing fair? Farewell, cuz. Thou canst not teach me to forget.
I'll pay that doctrine or else die in debt.
But Montague is bound as well as I, in penalty alike, and 'tis not hard, I think, for men so old as we, to keep the peace.
A vulnerable reckoning are you both, and pity 'tis you live the odds so long. But now, my lord, what say you to my suit?
But saying o'er what I've said before, my child is yet a stranger in the world. She hath not yet seen a change of 14 years. Let 2 more summers wither in their pride, ere we may think her right to be a bride.
Younger than she, her happily mother's maid.
And too soon marred are those so early made. But woo her gentle parents, get her heart. My will to her consent is but a part. And she agreed, within her scope of choice lies my consent in fair according voice. This night I hold an old accustomed feast, whereto I've invited many a guest such as I love. And you among the one more most welcome makes my number more. At my poor house look to behold this night, earth-treading stars that make dark heaven light, such comfort as do lusty young men feel when well-apparelled April on the heel of limping winter treads. Even such delight among fresh female buds shall you this night inherit at my house. Hear all see, and like her most, whose merit most shall be, which, on more view of many, mine being one, may stand in number, though in reckoning none. Come, go with me. Sirrah, go about through fair Verona, and find those persons whose names are written there, and to them say, my house and welcome, on their pleasure stay.
Find them out whose names are written here. For it is written that the shoemaker should meddle with his yard, and the tailor with his last, the fisher with his pencil, and the painter with his nets. But I am sent to find those persons whose names are here writ, and can never find what names the writing person hath here writ. I must to the learned in good time.
Tut, man. One fire burns out, another's burning. One pain is lessened with another's anguish. Turn giddy and be hope by backward turning. One desperate grief cures with another's languish. Take thou some new infection to thy eye, and the rank poison of the old will die.
Your plantain leaf is excellent for that.
For what, I pray thee?
Oh, for your broken shin.
Romeo, art thou mad?
not mad, but bound more than a madman is, shut up in prison, kept without my food, whipped and tormented and... Good Ian, good fellow.
God be good in. I pray, sir, can you read?
Aye, mine own fortune in my misery.
Perhaps you have learned it without book, but I pray, can you read anything you see?
Aye, if I know the letters and the language.
You say honestly, rest you merry.
Stay, fellow. I can read. Signor Martino and his wife and daughters. County Anselm and his beauteous sisters. The lady widow of Utruvio. Signor Placentio and his lovely nieces. Mercutio and his brother Valentine. Mine uncle Capulet, his wife and daughters. My fair niece, Rosaline, and Livia, Signor Valencio and his cousin Tybalt, Lucio and the lively Helena? A fair assembly. Whither should they come?
Up.
Whither to supper?
To our house.
Whose house?
My master's.
Indeed, I should have asked you that before.
Now I'll tell you without asking. My master is the great rich Capulet. And if you be not of the house of Montagues, I pray, come and crush a cup of wine. Rest you merry.
At this same ancient feast of Capulet sups the fair Rosalind, whom thou so loves, with all the admired beauties of Verona. Go thither, and with unattainted eye compare her face with some that I shall show, and I will make thee think thy swan a crow.
When the devout religion of mine eye maintains such falsehoods, then turn tears to fire, and these who often drought could never die. Transparent heretics be burnt for liars. One fairer than my love. The all-seeing sun hath never seen her match since first the world begun.
Tut, you saw her fair, none else being by, herself poised with herself in either eye. But in that crystal scales, let there be weighed your lady's love against some other maid, that I will show you shining at this feast, and she will scant show well that now seems best.
I'll go along. No such sight to be shown, but to rejoice in splendor of mine own.
Now by my maidenhead at 12-year-old, I bade her come. What lamb? What ladybird? Where's this girl? What Juliet?
How now, who calls?
Your mother.
Madam, I'm here. What is your will?
This is the matter. Nurse, give leave a while. We must talk in secret. Nurse! Come back again. I have remembered me. Thou's hear our counsel. Thou knowest my daughter's of a pretty age.
Faith, I can tell her age unto an hour.
She's not 14.
I lay 14 in my teeth, and yet to my teen be it spoken, I have but 4. She is not 14. How long is it now to Lammastide?
A fortnight and odd days.
Even or odd, of all days in the year, on Lammastide that night, shall she be 14. That shall she marry, I remember it well. 'Tis since the earthquake, now 11 years, and she was weaned. I never should forget it, of all the days of the year upon that day, for I had then laid wormwood to my dove.
Oh.
And since that time, it is 11 years, for then she could stand high lone, nay by the rood, she could have run and waddled all about, for even the day before she broke her brow, and then my husband, God be with his soul, I was a merry man, took up the child. Yea, quoth he. Dost thou fall upon thy face? Thou wilt fall backward when thou hast more wit. Wilt thou not, Julia? And by my holy dame, the pretty wretch left crying and said, I warranted I should live 1,000 years. I never should forget it. Wilt thou not, Jewel, quoth he? A pretty fool, it stinted and said,
And sit thou too, I pray thee, nurse, say I.
Peace, I have done. God mark thee to his grace. Thou wast the prettiest babe that e'er I nursed, and I might live to see thee married once. I have my wish.
Marry. That, Mary, is the very theme I came to talk of. Tell me, daughter Juliet, how stands your dispositions to be married?
It is an honor that I dream not of.
An honor? Were not I thine only nurse, I'd say thou hadst sucked wisdom from thy teat.
Well, think of marriage now. Younger than you, here in Verona, ladies of esteem are made already mothers. By my count, I was your mother much upon these years that you are now a maid. Thus then, in brief, the valiant Paris seeks you for his life.
Oh, lady, such a man as all the world. Why, he's a man of wax.
Verona's summer hath not such a flower.
Nay, he's a flower, in faith, a very flower.
What say you? Can you love the gentleman? This night you shall behold him at our feast. Read o'er the volume of young Paris' face and find delight writ there with beauty's pen. Examine every married lineament and see how one another lends content. And what obscured in this fair volume lies find written in the margins of his eyes. This precious book of love, this unbound lover, to beautify him only lacks her. That book in many sides doth share the glory that in gold clasps locks in the golden story. So shall you share all that he doth possess by having him, making yourself no less.
No less? Nay, bigger. Women grow by men.
Speak briefly. Can you like of Paris love?
I'll look to like, if looking liking move. But no more deep will I indart mine eye than your consent gives strength to make it fly.
Madam, the guests are come. Supper served up. You called, my young lady asked for, the nurse cursed in the pantry, and everything in extremity. I must hence to wait, I beseech you, follow straight.
We follow thee. Juliet, the county stays.
Go, girls, seek happy nights to happy days.
What? Shall this speech be spoke for our excuse? Or shall we on with that apology?
Take us out of such prolixity. We'll have no Cupid hoodwinked with a scarf, nor no without book prologue. Faintly spoke after the prompter for our entrance. But let them measure us by what they will. We'll make another measure, and be gone.
Give me a torch. I am not for this ambling. Being but heavy, I will bear the light.
Nay, gentle Romeo, we must have you dance.
Not I, believe me. You have dancing shoes with nimble soles. I have a soul of lead, so stakes me to the ground. I cannot move.
You are a lover. Borrow Cupid's wings and soar with them above a common bound.
I am too sore and pierced with his shaft to soar with his light feathers. And so bound, I cannot bound a pitch above dull woe. Under love's heavy burden do I sink.
If you sink in it, should you burden love? Too great oppression for a tender thing.
Is love a tender thing? It is too rough, too rude, too boisterous. And it pricks like thorn.
If love be rough with you, be rough with love. Prick love for the prick in you. Beat love down.
Come, knock and enter. No sooner in, but every man partaketh to his legs.
A torch for me. Let wantons light of heart tickle the senseless rushes with their heels. I'll be a candle holder and look on. For the game was there so fair, and I am done.
If thou art done, we'll draw thee from the mire of Savior reverence. love, wherein thou stickest up to the ears.
I dreamt a dream tonight.
And so did I.
Well, what was yours?
The dreamers often lie
in bed asleep while they do dream things true.
Oh, then I see Queen Mab hath been with you. It's the fairy's midwife who comes in a shape no bigger than an agate stone on the forefinger of an alderman, drawn by a team of little atomy over men's noses as they lie asleep. Her chariot is the empty hazelnut made by the joiner squirrel or old grub. Time out of mind, the fairy's coachmakers. Her wagon spokes made of long spinner's legs. Her cover, the wings of grasshoppers. Her traces of the smallest spider web. Her colors of the moonshine's watery beam. Her whip of cricket's bone, the lash of her wagoner, a small gray-coated gnat, not half so big as a round little worm, pricked from the lazy finger of a maid. And in this state she gallops night by night through lovers' brains, and then they dream of love. Or courtiers' knees who dream of curtsies straight, or lawyers' fingers who straight dream on bees, or ladies' lips who straight on kisses dream, which oft the angry mad with blisters plagues. Sometimes comes she with a tight pig's tail, tickling a parson's nose as he lies asleep. Then dreams he of another benefit. Sometimes she driveth over a soldier's neck. Then dreams he of cutting foreign throats, of breeches, ambuscados, and Spanish flames. Drums in his ears, in which he starts and wakes, and being thus affrighted swears a prayer or two, and then he sleeps again. This is the mab that plates the manes of horses in the night and bakes the elf-locks in the foul, sluttish hairs, which once untangled much misfortune bodes. This is the hag when maids lie on their backs, that presses and learns them first with their making courage. This is she.
Peace, Mercutio, peace! Thou talks of nothing!
True. I talk of dreams, which are the children of an idle brain, begot of nothing but vain fantasy, which is as thin of substance as the air, and more inconstant than the wind, who woos even now the frozen bosom of the north, and being angered puffs away from thence, turning his side to the dew, dropping south.
This wind you talk of blows us from ourselves. Supper is done and we shall come too late.
Oh, I fear too early. For my mind misgives some consequence, yet hanging in the stars shall bitterly begin his fearful date with this night's revels, and expire the term of a despised life, closed within thy breast by some vile forfeit of untimely death. But he that hath the steerage of my course, direct my sail.
Yeah.
Oh, my lusty gentlemen, strike drum.
Welcome, gentlemen! I have seen the day that I've worn a visor and could tell a whispering tale to the fair ladies here, such as would please. 'Tis gone, 'tis gone, 'tis gone. You are welcome, everyone. Come, musicians, play! A hall, give room, and footed girls!
Tis son is elder, sir.
sir, his son is 30. Tell me that! His son was but a war 2 years ago.
What lady's that doth enrich the hand of yonder knight?
I know not, sir.
Oh, she doth teach the torches to burn bright. It seems she hangs upon the cheek of night as a rich jewel in an Ethiop's ear. Beauty too rich for use, for earth too dear. So shows a snowy dove trooping with crows, as yonder lady o'er her fellow shows. Did my heart love till now? Oh, forswear its sight, for I ne'er saw true beauty till this night.
This but his voice should be a Montague! Fetch me my rapier, boy! What?
Dares the slave come hither, covered with an antic face, to fleer and scorn at our solemnity?
Now, by the stock and honor of my kin, to strike him dead I wholly not sin!
Uncle, this is a Montague or a foe, a villain that is here to come in spite, to scorn at our solemnity this night.
Young Romeo, is it?
'Tis he, that villain Romeo!
Oh, content thee, gentle cause, let him alone! He bears him like a portly gentleman, and to say truth, Verona brags of virtuous and well-governed youth. I would not for the wealth of all this town, here in my house do him disparagement. Therefore, take no notice of him, it is my will, the which if thou respect, show a fair presence, put off these frowns, and ill beseeming semblance for thee.
It fits when such a villain is a guest! I'll not endure him!
He shall be endured! What, goodman boy? I say he shall! Go to! Am I the master here or you?
Why, Uncle, 'tis a shame!
Go to! You must contrary me! You are a princox! Go, be quiet! Or shame, I'll make you quiet!
Patience, perforce, with willful collar meeting, makes my flesh tremble at their dirty rating. I will withdraw! But this intrusion shall now seeming sweet convert to bitterest gall!
If I profane with my unworthiest hand this holy shrine, the gentle sin is this: my lips, two blushing pilgrims, ready stand to smooth that rough touch with a tender kiss.
Good pilgrim, you do wrong your hand too much, which mannerly devotion shows in this. For saints have hands that pilgrims' hands do touch, and palm to palm is holy palmer's kiss.
Have not saints lips and holy palmers too?
I, pilgrim, lips that they must use in prayer.
Oh, then, dear saint, let lips do what hands do. They pray, grant thou, lest faith turn to despair.
Saints do not move, though grant for prayer's sake.
Oh, then move not, while my prayer's effect I take. Thus from my lips, by thine, my sin is purged.
And then have my lips the sin that they have took?
Sin from my lips? Oh, trespass sweetly urged, give me my sin again.
You kissed by the book.
Madam, your mother craves a word with you.
What is her mother?
Mary Bachelor. Her mother is the lady of the house, and a good lady, and wise and virtuous. I nursed her daughter that you talked withal. I tell you, he that can lay hold of her shall have the cheeks.
Is she a Capulet? Oh, dear account, my life is my foe's debt.
Away, be gone, the sport is at the best.
Aye, so I fear. The more is my unrest.
Nay, gentlemen, prepare not to be gone. With a trifling foolish banquet towards. Oh, is it even so? Why then I thank you all. I thank you, honest gentlemen. Come on, let's to bed. By my fay, it waxes late. I'll to my rest.
Come in, nurse. What is yon gentleman?
The son and heir of old Tiberia.
What's he that out of door.
Mary, that I think be young Petruchia.
What's he that follows it? Would not dance?
I know not.
Go ask his name. If he be married, my grave is like to be my wedding bed.
His name is Romeo, and a Montague, the only son of your great enemy.
My only love, sprung from my only hate. Too early seen, unknown, and known too late. Prodigious birth of love it is to me that I must love a loathed enemy.
What's this? What's this?
A rhyme I learned even now of one I danced withal.
Juliet! Anon, anon! Come, let's away. The strangers all are gone.
Can I go forward when my heart is here? Oh, turn back, dull earth, and find thy center out.
Oh, Romeo! Oh, my cousin! Oh, Romeo!
He is wise, and on my life has stolen him home to bed.
He ran this way and left the orchard wall. Call good Mercutio.
Nay, all conjured too. Romeo, humors, madman, passion, lover, appear thou in the likeness of a sigh. Speak but one rhyme, and I am satisfied. Cry but I mean, pronounce but love and dove. Speak to my gossipings one fair word. He heareth not, he stirreth not, he moveth not. The ape is dead. And I must conjure him. Romeo, I conjure thee by Rosaline's bright eye, by her high forehead and her scarlet lip, by her fine foot, straight leg, quivering thigh, and the domain that there adjacent high, that in thy likeness thou appear to us.
And if he hear thee, thou wilt anger him.
This cannot anger him. 'Twould anger him to raise some strange spirit in his mistress's circle, letting it there stand until she hath laid it and conjured it down. That were some spite. My invocation is fair and honest. I conjure only but to raise up him.
Come, he hath hid himself among these trees to be consorted with the humorous night. Blind is his love and best befits the dark.
If love be blind, love cannot hit the heart. Good night, Romeo. This field bed is too cold for me to sleep. I'll to my truckle bed. Come. Shall we go?
Go then, for 'tis in vain to seek him here that means not to be found.
He jests at scars and never felt a wound. But soft, what light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon who is already sick and pale with grief that thou her maid, far more fair than she. Be not her maid, since she is envious. Her vestal livery is but sick and green, and none but fools do wear it. Cast it off. She speaks, yet she says nothing. What of that? Her eye discourses. I will answer it. I am too bold. 'Tis not to me she speaks. Two are the fairest stars in all the heaven having some business to entreat her eyes to twinkle in their spheres till they return. What if her eyes were there, they in her head? The brightness of her cheek would shame those stars as daylight doth a lamp. Her eyes in heaven would through the airy region stream so bright that birds would sing and think it were not night. Oh, see how she leans her cheek upon her hand. Oh, that I were a glove upon that hand, that I might touch that cheek.
Ay me.
Oh, she speaks. Oh, speak again, bright angel. For thou art as glorious to this night being o'er my head, as is a winged messenger of heaven, unto the white upturned, wondering eyes of mortals who fall back to gaze on him, as he bestrides the lazy, puffing clouds, and sails upon the bosom of the air.
Oh, Romeo. Romeo? Wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father, and refuse thy name. Or, if thou wilt not, be but sworn my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet.
She speaks. Shall I hear more, or shall I speak at this?
'Tis but thy name that is my enemy. Thou art thyself, though, not a Montague. What's Montague? It is nor hand, nor foot, nor arm, nor face, nor any other part belonging to a man. Oh, be some other name. What's in a name? That which we call a rose, by any other word would smell as sweet. So Romeo would, were he not Romeo called, retain that dear perfection which he owes without that title. Romeo, doff thy name, and for thy name, which is no part of thee, take all myself.
I take it thy word. Call me but love, and I'll be new baptized. Henceforth I never will be Romeo.
What man art thou that thus be screamed in night, so stumblest on my counsel?
By name, dear saint, I know not how to tell thee who I am. My name is hateful to myself because it is an enemy to thee. Had I it written, I would tear the word.
My ears have yet not drunk 100 words of thy tongue's uttering, yet I know the sound. Art thou not Romeo and a Montague?
Neither, fair maid, if either thee dislike.
How canst thou hither tell me, and wherefore? The orchard walls are high and hard to climb, and the place death, considering who thou art, if any of my kinsmen find thee here.
With love's light wings did I o'erperch these walls, for stony limits cannot hold love out. And what love can do, that dares love attempt. Therefore thy kinsmen are no stop to me.
If they do see thee, they will murder thee.
Alack, there lies more peril in thine eye than 20 of their swords. Look thou but sweet, and I am proof against their enmity.
I would not for the world they saw thee here.
I have night's cloak to hide me from their eyes, and but thou love me, let them find me here. My life were better ended by their hate than death prorogued, wanting of thy love.
By whose direction foundst thou out this place?
By love that first did prompt me to inquire. He lent me counsel, and I lent him eyes. I am no pilot, yet wert thou as far as the vast shore washed at the farthest sea, I should adventure for such merchandise.
Thou know'st the mask of night is on my face, else would a maiden blush bepaint my cheek for that which thou hast heard me speak tonight. Fain would I dwell on form, fain deny what I have spoke. But farewell compliment, dost thou love me? I know thou wilt say aye, and I will take thy word. Yet, if thou swearest, thou mayst prove false. At lovers' perjuries they say Jove laughs. O gentle Romeo, if thou dost love, pronounce it faithfully, or, if thou thinkst I'm too quickly won, I'll frown and be perverse and say thee nay, so thou wilt woo, but else not for the world. In truth, fair Montague, I am too fond, and therefore thou mayst think my behavior light. But trust me, gentlemen, I'll prove more true than those that have more cunning to be strange. Oh, I should have been more strange, I must confess. But that thou overheardst ere I was ware, my true love, passion. Therefore pardon me, and not impute this yielding to light love which the dark night so discovereth.
Lady, by yonder blessed moon I bow, that tips of silver all these fruit tree tops do.
Swear not by the moon, the inconstant moon that monthly changes in her circled orb, lest that thy love prove likewise variable.
What shall I swear by?
Do not swear at all. Or, if thou wilt, swear by thy gracious self, which is the God of my idolatry, and I'll believe thee.
My heart's dear love.
Well, do not swear. Although I joy in thee, I have no joy of this contract tonight. It is too rash, too unadvised, too sudden, too like the lightning, which doth cease to be ere one can say it lightens. Sweet, good night. This bud of love, by summer's ripening breath, may prove a beauteous flower when next we meet. Good night, good night. As sweet repose and rest come to thy heart as that within my breast.
Wilt thou leave me so unsatisfied?
What satisfaction canst thou have tonight?
The exchange of thy love's faithful vows for mine.
I gave thee mine before thou didst request it, and yet I would it were to give again.
Wouldst thou withdraw it? For what purpose, love?
But to be frank and give it thee again. And yet I wish but for the thing I have. My bounty is as boundless as the sea. My love is deep. The more I give to thee, the more I have, for both are infinite.
Juliet!
Tiresome voice within, dear love, adieu.
Juliet!
Anon, good nurse. Sweet Montague, be true. Stay but a little, I will come again.
Oh, blessed, blessed night. I am afeard. Being in night, all this is but a dream. Too flattering, sweet to be substantial.
3 words, dear Romeo, good night indeed. If that thy bent of love be honorable, thy purpose marriage, send me word tomorrow by one that I will procure to come to thee, where and what time thou wilt perform the rite, and all my fortunes at thy foot I'll lay, follow thee, my lord, throughout the world.
Madam!
I come anon, but if thou meanst not well, I do beseech thee.
Madam!
By and by I come to cease thy strife and leave me to my grief. Tomorrow will I send.
So thrive my soul.
1,000 times. Good night.
1,000 times the worse to want thy light. Love goes towards love as schoolboys from their books, but love from love towards school with heavy looks.
Hist! Romeo, hist! No, for a falconer's voice to lure this tassel gentle back again. Bondage is hoarse, and may not speak aloud, else would I tear the cave where echo lies, and make her airy tongue more hoarse than mine, with repetition of my Romeo's name.
It is my soul that calls upon my name. How silver sweet sound lovers' tongues by night, like softest music to attending ears.
Romeo!
My Nias?
What o'clock tomorrow shall I send to thee?
By the hour of 9.
I will not fail. 'Tis 20 year till then. I forgot why I did call thee back.
Let me stand here till thou remember it.
I shall forget to have thee still stand there, remembering how I love thy company.
And I'll still stay, to have thee still forget, forgetting any other home but this.
'Tis almost morning. I would have thee gone, and yet no farther than a wanton's bird that lets it hop a little from his hand like a poor prisoner in his twisted gyves, and with a silken thread plucks it back again, so loving, jealous of his liberty.
I would I were thy bird.
Sweet, so would I, yet I should kill thee with much cherishing. Good night. Good night. Parting is such sweet sorrow that I shall say good night till it be morrow.
Sleep dwell upon thine eyes, peace in thy breast. Oh, that I were sleep in peace, so sweet a rest. The gray-eyed morn smiles on this frowning night, checkering the eastern clouds with streaks of light. Hence will I to my ghostly father's close cell, his help to crave and my dear hat to tell.
Now, ere the sun advance his burning eye, the day to cheer and night's dank dew to dry, I must upfill this osier cage of ours with baleful weeds and precious juiced flowers. The earth, that's nature's mother, is her tomb. What is her burying grave? That is her womb. And from her womb, children of diverse kind we, sucking on her natural bosom find. Many, for many virtues excellent, none but for some, and yet all different. Oh, mickle is the powerful grace that lies in plants, herbs, stones, and their true qualities. For none so vile on the earth doth live, but to the earth some special good doth give. Nor aught so good, but strained from that fair use, revolts from true birth, stumbling on abuse. Virtue itself turns vice, being misapplied, and vice, sometimes, by action dignified. Within the infant rind of this weak flower, poison hath residence and medicine power. For this, being smelt with that part, cheers each part. Being tasted, stays all senses with the heart. Two such opposed kings encamp them still in man as well as herbs, grace and rude will. And where the worser is predominant, full soon the canker death eats up that plant. Good father! And a decent day! What early tongue so sweet saluteth me? Young son, it argues a distempered head so soon to bid good morrow to thy bed. Care keeps his watch in every old man's eye, and where care lodges, sleep will never lie. But what unbruised youth with unstuffed brain doth couch his limbs, there golden sleep doth reign. Therefore, thy earliness doth me assure thou art uproused with some distemperature. Or, if not so, then here, I hit it right. Our Romeo hath not been in bed tonight.
That last is true. The sweeter rest was mine.
God pardon sin. Wast thou with Rosaline?
With Rosaline? My ghostly father, no. I have forgot that name and that name's woe.
Holy Saint Francis! What a change is here! Is Rosaline that thou didst love so dear, so soon forsaken? Oh, young men's love then lies truly not in their hearts, but in their eyes. Oh, Jesu Maria, what a deal of brine hath washed thy sallow cheeks for Rosaline. How much salt water thrown away in waste to season love that of it doth not taste. Oh, lo, here upon thy cheek, the stain thus sort of an old tear that's not washed off yet. If e'er thou wast thyself, and these woes thine, thou and these woes were all for Rosaline. And art thou changed? Pronounce this sentence then. Women may fall when there's no strength in men.
I pray thee, chide me not. Her I love now doth grace for grace and love for love allow. Rosaline did not so.
Oh, she did know thy love did read by rote that could not spell. But, come, young waverer, come, go with me. In one respect I'll thy assistant be, for this alliance may so happy prove to turn your household's rancor to pure love.
Oh, let us hence. I stand on sudden haste.
Wisely and slow, they stumble that run fast. Huh?
That same hard-hearted wench that Rosaline torments him, so he will sure run mad.
Tybalt, the kinsman to old Capulet, hath sent a letter to his father's house.
A challenge on my life.
Romeo will answer it.
Any man that can write may answer a letter.
Nay, he will answer the letter's master, how he dares being dared.
Alas, poor Romeo is already dead. Stabbed with a white wench's black eye, run through the ear with a love song, the very pin of his heart, cleft by the blind bow boy's butt shaft. And was he a man to encounter Tybalt?
Why, what is Tybalt?
More than the king of cats.
She is a courageous captain of compliments. She fights as you sing prick song, keeps time, distance, and proportion. She rests, her minim rests. 1, 2, and the sound in your bosom. The very butcher of a 6th button, a duelist, a warrior of the very first house, of the first and the second cause. Ah, the immortal Passado, the punto reverso, the hay.
The what?
The parts of such antic, lisping, affecting fantasies, these new tunels of accent. By Jesu, a very good sword, a very tall man, a very good whore. Why, is it not a lamentable thing, grandsire, that we should be thus afflicted by these strange flies, these fashion mongers, these pardon-amies, who stand so much upon the new form that they cannot sit and ease on the old bench? Oh, their bones, their bones.
Here comes Romeo, here comes Romeo.
Without his roe, like a dried herring. Oh, flesh, flesh, how art thou fishified? Signor Romeo, bonjour. There's a French salutation to your French slop. You gave us a counterfeit fairly last night.
Good morrow to you both. What counterfeit did I give you?
The slip, sir, the slip. Can you not conceive?
Pardon, good Mercutio, my business was great, and in such a case as mine, a man may strain courtesy.
That's as much to say a case such as yours constrains a man to bow in the hands.
Meaning to curtsy.
Thou hast most kindly hit it.
A most courteous exposition.
Nay, I'm the very pink of courtesy.
Pink for flower.
Right.
Well, then is my pump well flowered.
Sure wit, follow me in this jest. Now, to thou hast worn out thy pump, that when the single soul of it is worn, the jest may remain after the wearing solely singular.
Oh, single soul jest, solely singular for the singleness.
Between us could Benvolio, my wits faint.
Switch and spurs, we'll all cry a match.
Nay, if we run the wild goose chase, I am done. For thou hast more of the wild goose in one of thy wits than I am sure I have in my whole 5. Was I with you there for the goose?
Thou was never with me for anything when thou was not there for the goose.
I'll bite thee by the ear for that jest.
Nay, good goose, bite me not.
Thy wit is a very bitter sweeting. It is a most sharp sauce.
And is it then not well served into a sweet goose?
Here is a wit of Chevreul that stretches from an inch narrow to an ell broad.
I stretch it out, for that word broad, when added to the goose, proves thee far and wide a broad goose.
Now, is this not better than groaning for love? Now art thou sociable, now art thou Romeo. Now art thou what thou art, by art as well as by nature. But this dribbling love, it's like some great natural that runs lolling up and down to hide his bauble in a hole.
Stop there! Stop there!
Thou desirest me to stop with my tail against the hair.
Thou wouldst else have made thy tail large.
Thou art deceived. I would have made it short. For I was come to the very depth of my tail, and meant indeed to occupy the argument no longer.
Here's goodly gear. A sail. A sail.
Two, a shirt and a smock.
Peter?
Anon.
My fan, Peter.
Good Peter, to hide her face, for the fan's the fairer face.
God ye good morrow, gentlemen.
God ye good e'en, fair gentlewoman.
Is it good, eh?
'Tis no less, I tell thee, for the body hand of the dial is now upon the prick of
Upon you! What a man are you!
One gentlewoman that God hath made himself to mar.
By my troth, it is well said for himself to mar, quoth they. Gentlemen, can any of you tell me where I may find the young Romeo?
I can tell you, but young Romeo will be older when you have found him than he was when you had sought him. I am the youngest of that name for fault of a worse.
You say well.
Yea, is the worst well? Very well, took a faith wisely, wisely.
If you be he, sir, I desire some confidence with you.
She will indict him to some sore.
Abort, Soho!
What hast thou found?
No hair, sir, but a hair, sir, and a Lenten pie. Something that is stale and hoar ere it be spent. An old hair whore is very good meat in Lent. Hair that is whore is too much for a store when it whores ere it be spent. Romeo, will you to your father's? What to dinner?
I will follow you.
Farewell, ancient lady. Farewell, lady. Lady.
Oh, I pray you, sir, what saucy merchant was this that was so full of his roguery?
One gentlewoman that loves to hear himself talk and will speak more in a minute than he will stand to in a month.
Any say anything against me, I'll take him down. I'm were he lustier than he is. I'm 20 such chaps. And if I cannot, I'll find those that shall. Scurvy knave, I am none of his flirt gills. I am none of his statesmates. And thou must stand by too and suffer every knave to use me at his pleasure?
I saw no man use you at his pleasure. If I had, my weapon should quickly have been out. I warrant you, I dare draw as soon as another man if I see occasion and a good quarrel on the law on my side.
Now before God, I am so vexed that every part about me quivers. Scurvy knave. Pray you, sir, a word. And as I told you, my young lady bid me inquire you out. What she bid me say, I'll keep to myself. But first, let me tell ye, if ye should lead her in a fool's paradise, as they say, it were a very gross kind of behavior, as they say, for the gentlewoman is young. And therefore, if you should deal double with her truly, it were an ill thing to be offered to any gentlewoman, and very weak dealing.
Nurse, commend me to thy lady and mistress. I protest unto thee.
Oh, God, thing! I will tell her as much. Lord, she will be a joyful woman.
What wilt thou tell her? Thou dost not mark me.
I will tell her, sir, that you do protest, which, as I take it, is a gentlemanlike offer.
bid her devise some means to come to shrift this afternoon, and there she shall, at Friar Lawrence's cell, be shrived and married.
Oh.
Here is for thy pains.
No, sir, truly not a pity.
Go to! I say you shall.
This afternoon, sir? Well, she shall be there.
And stay, good nurse, behind the abbey wall. Within this hour, my man will be with thee and give thee cords made like a tackled stair, which to the high top gallant of my joy must be my convoy into this secret night. Farewell, and I'll quit thy pains. Commend me to thy lady.
Aye, 1,000 times.
Anon.
Before and apace.
The clock struck 9 when I did send the nurse. In half an hour she promised to return. Perchance she cannot meet him. That's not so. Oh, she's lame. Love's heralds should be thoughts which 10 times faster glides than the sun's beams, driving back shadows over lowering hills. Therefore do nimble-pinioned doves draw love, and therefore hath the wind-swift Cupid wings. Now is the sun upon the hindmost hill of this day's journey, and from 9 till 12 is 3 long hours, yet she is not come. That she affections and warm, youthful blood, she would be as swift in motion as a ball. My words would bandy her to my sweet love, and his to me. But old folks, many feign as they were dead, unwieldy, slow, heavy and pale as lead. Oh God, she comes! Oh honey nurse, what news? Hast thou met with him? Send my man away.
Peter, stay at the gate.
Now good, sweet nurse. Oh Lord, why look'st thou sad? Though news be sad, yet tell them merrily. If good, thou shamest the music of sweet news by playing it to me with so sour a face.
I am a-weary, give me leave a while. Fie, how my bones ache. What a jaunt have I.
I would thou hadst my bones and I thy news. Nay, come, I pray thee, speak. Good nurse, speak.
Jesu, what haste. Can you not stay a while? Do you not see that I am out of breath?
How art thou out of breath when thou hast breath to say to me that thou art out of breath? The excuse that thou dost make in this delay is longer than the tale thou dost excuse. Is thy news good or bad? Answer to that. Say either, and I'll stay the circumstance. Let me be satisfied. Is it good or bad?
Well, you have made a simple choice. You know not how to choose a man. Romeo, no, not he. Though his face be better than any man's, yet his leg excels all men's. And for a hand and a foot and a body, though they be not to be talked on, yet they are past compared. He is not the flower of courtesy, but I'll warrant him as gentle as a lamb. Go thy ways, wench, serve God. What? Have you dined at home?
No! But all this did I know before. What says he of our marriage? What of that?
Lord, how my head aches. What a head have I. It beats as it would fall in 20 pieces. My back. T'other side. Oh, my back, my back. Beshrew your heart for sending me about to catch my death with jouncing up and down.
In faith, I am sorry that thou art not well. Sweet, Sweet, sweet nurse, tell me, what says my love?
Your love sounds like an honest gentleman, and a courteous and kind, and a handsome and unwarranted virtuous. Where is your mother?
Where is my mother? Why, she is within. Where should she be? How oddly thou repliest. Your love says, like an honest gentleman, where is your mother?
Oh, God's lady dear, are you so hot? Is this the poultice for my aching bones? Henceforward, do your messages yourself.
Oh! Here's such a coil! Come! What says Romeo?
Have you got leave to go to shrift today?
I have.
Then hie you hence to Friar Lawrence's cell. There stays a husband to make you a wife. Now comes the wanted blood up in your cheeks. There you scarlet, straight at Betty news. Hie you to church. I must another way to fetch a ladder by the which your love must climb a bird's nest soon when it is dark. I am the drudge and toil in your delight, but you shall bear the burden soon at night. Go, I'm to dinner, hie you to the cell.
Hie to high fortune, honest nurse, farewell.
So smiles the heaven on this holy act, that after hours with sorrow chide us not.
Amen. Amen. But come what sorrow can, it cannot countervail the exchange of joy that one short minute gives me in her sight. Do thou but close our hands with holy words, then love-devouring death, do what he dare. It is enough I may but call her mine.
These violent delights have violent ends, and in their triumph die. Like fire and powder, which, as they kiss, consume. The sweetest honey is loathsome in his own deliciousness, and in the taste confounds the appetite. Therefore, love moderately. Long love doth so. Too swift arrives as tardy as too slow.
Good evening to my ghostly confessor.
Romeo will thank thee, daughter, for us both.
As much to him, else is his thanks too much.
Ah, Juliet, if the measure of thy joy be heaped like mine, and that thy skill be more to blaze it, then sweeten with thy breath this neighbor air, and let rich music's tongue enfold the imagined happiness that both receive in either by this dear encounter.
Conceit, more rich in matter than in words, brags of his substance, not of ornament. They are but beggars that can count their worth, but my true love is grown to such excess I cannot sum of half my wealth.
Come with me, and we will make short work, for by your leave you shall not stay alone till Holy Church incorporate two in one.
I pray thee, good Mercutio, let's Retire. The day is hot, the capitals are abroad, and we meet we shall not escape a brawl. For now these hot days is a mad blood stirring.
Thou art like one of these fellows when he enters the confines of a tavern, claps me his sword upon the table, and says, God send me no need of thee. And by the operation of the second cup draws him on the drawer, when indeed there is no need.
I like such a fellow.
Come, come, thou art hot in thy mood, as any in Italy, and as soon moody to be moved, and as soon moved to be moody. Thy head is as full of quarrels as an egg is full of meat, and yet thy head has been as beaten as an egg for quarreling. And yet thou wilt tutor me for quarreling?
By my head become the Capulus.
By my heel, I care not.
Follow me close, for I will speak to them. Gentlemen, good in. A word with one of you.
But one word with one of us? Couple it with something. Make it a word and a blow.
You shall find me apt enough to that, sir, and you will give me occasion.
Could you not take some occasion without giving?
Mercutio, thou consortest with Romeo.
Consort? What, dost thou make us minstrels? And thou make minstrels of us look to hear nothing but discords. Here is my fiddlestick. Here's that shall make you dance. Zoos, consort.
We talk here in the public haunt of men. Either withdraw into some private place, or reason coldly of your grievances, or else depart. Here all eyes gaze on us.
Men's eyes were made to look, and look and gaze. I'll not budge for no man's pleasure I.
Well, peace be with you, sir. Here comes my man.
But I'll be hanged if he wear your livery.
Romeo, the love I bear thee can afford no better term than this. Thou art a villain!
Ah! Tybalt, the reason I have to love thee doth much excuse the appertaining rage to such a greeting. Villain am I none. Therefore farewell. I see thou knowest me not.
Boy, this shall not excuse the injuries that thou hast done me. Therefore turn and draw.
I do protest, I never injured thee, but love thee better than thou canst devise. And so, good Capulet, whose name I tender as dearly as mine own, be satisfied.
Dishonorable, vile submission? Tybalt, you rat catcher, will you walk?
What wouldst thou have with me?
Good king of cats, not but one of your 9 lives that I mean to make bold withal. And as you shall use me hereafter, try beat the rest of the 8. Will you pluck your sword from the pilcher by the ears? Make haste, lest mine be about your ears, ere it be out.
I am for you.
Oh, gentle Mercutio, put thy rapier up!
Come, sir, your passado.
Napoleon, beat down the weapons! We're bearing this out! The prince! Hold, Tybalt! Good Mercutio! No! Away! Tybalt!
I'm hurt. A plague of both your houses. I'm spent. Is she gone and hath nothing? What, art thou hurt? A scratch. Mary, 'tis enough. Where's my page? Go, villain. That's a surgeon.
Courage, man. The hurt cannot be much.
No, 'tis not so deep as a well, nor so wide as a church door. Mary, it'll serve. It'll do. Ask for me tomorrow, you shall find me a grave man. I'm peppered
I warrant for this world. Soons. A dog, a mouse, a rat, a cat to scratch a man to death? A rogue, a braggart, a villain who fights by the book of arithmetic? Why the devil came you between us? I was hurt under your arm.
I thought all for the best.
Help me into some house, Benvolio, or I shall faint. They've made worms meat of me. I have it, and sound me too. Your houses!
This gentleman, the prince's near ally, my very friend, has got his mortal hurt on my behalf. My reputation stained by Tybalt's slander. Tybalt that an hour had been my cousin. Oh, sweet Juliet, thy beauties made me effeminate, and in thy temper softened valor's steel.
Romeo, brave Mercutio's dead. The gallant spirit hath aspired the clouds, which too untimely here did scorn the earth.
This day's black fate on Montagues doth depend. This but begins the woe, others must end.
Comes the furious Tybalt back again.
Again in triumph, and good Mercutio slain. Away to heaven, respective lenity, and fire-like fury be my conduct now. Now, Tybalt, take the villain back again the weights thou gavest me. For Mercutio's soul is but a little way above our heads, waiting for thine to keep him company. Either thou, or I, or both must go with him.
Thou wretched boy that didst consort him here, shalt with him hence.
Thou shalt return back.
Romeo, away, be gone! The citizens are up and Tybalt slain! Stand not amazed, the prince to be death if thou art taken! It's be gone away!
Oh, I am fortune's fool!
Why dost thou stay?
Tybalt the murderer!
Here lies that Tybalt!
Sir, go with me. I charge thee in the prince's name, obey. Where are the vile beginners of this fray?
Noble prince, I can discover all the unlucky manage of this fatal brawl. Here lies Tybalt slain by young Romeo that slew thy kinsman, brave Mercutio.
Tybalt! Oh, my cousin! Oh, my brother's child! Oh, prince! Oh, husband! Oh, the blood is spilled of my dear kinsman! Prince, if thou art true, for blood of ours shed blood of Montague! Oh, cousin!
Benvolio, who began this bloody fray?
Tybalt is slain! She was slain! Romeo that spoke her fair, but think how nice the quarrel was, and urged with all your high displeasure. All this uttered with gentle breath, calm look, knees humbly bowed, could not take truce with the unruly spleen of Tybalt. Grasp to peace, but that she tilts a piercing steel with bold Mercutio's breast, who all is hot, turns deadly point to point. And with a martial scorn, with one hand beats cold death aside. With the other sends it back to Tybalt, whose dexterity retorts it. And Romeo, he cries, hold, friends, friends apart. Swifter than his tongue, his agile arm beats down their fatal points and twixt them rushes. Underneath whose arm, an envious thrust from Tybalt hit the life of stubborn Mercutio.
Unlikely story!
And then Tybalt fled, goodbye by Kemp's back to Romeo, would but newly entertain revenge. And to it they go like lightning, for ere I could draw to part them, was stout Tybalt slain. Then as she fell, did Romeo turn and fly. This is the truth, and let Benvolio die.
Let him die. He is a kinsman to the Montague.
That's right.
Affection makes him false. He speaks not true. Some 20 of them fought in this black strife.
Sure.
And all those 20 could but take one life. I beg for justice which thou, prince, must give. Romeo slew Tybalt. Romeo must not live.
No! Romeo slew her. She slew Mercutio. Who now the price of his dear blood doth owe?
Not Romeo, prince! He was Mercutio's friend. His fault concludes but what the law should end. The life of Tybalt.
And for that offense, immediately we do exile him hence. I have an interest in your heart's proceeding. My blood for your rude brawls doth lie a-bleeding. But I'll immerse you with so strong a fine that you shall all repent the loss of mine. I will be deaf to pleading and excuses. Nor tears nor prayers shall purchase out abuses. Therefore use none. Let Romeo hence in haste. Else when he is found, that hour is his last. Bear hence this body. Attend our will. Mercy but murders, pardoning those that kill.